how on earth are we all connected? I did a video of a place called Chanctonbury Ring, a hill near me which is considered sacred. Some say it's haunted, some say UFO sightings, and I certainly think there's an energy there. And I made a short piece asking if people could feel that. Straight after that, I heard a drone go up, and I went and spoke to the guy operating it, and what he said absolutely amazed me, because I'd been laying there on the ground trying to connect with my spirit guide and sense any kind of energy in the place. And my guide said to me, yes, there are many entities here, but he said, we are also entities, remember, not just me, but you also, which I think is fair enough. And he said, there's no need for fear. Fear doesn't hold a place here. And I thought that was good, because he was sensing my fear that there may be negative entities. And so while I lay there muse, I opened my eyes and there was a buzzard directly above me, which was quite profound actually. And I knew in my soul that meant something to me. But as I looked through the trees, the branches of the trees, I could see, as the mind does, it sees things. I saw a swastika. And what that brought to my mind was Hitler actually took the swastika from ancient Hinduism. He reversed it to make it his own and tried to create an occult. And these sort of thoughts were racing through my head, passing through my mind, and I thought, oh well, I thought, there I am, another failed effort to connect with my guide properly and get anything interesting for myself or people to see on YouTube. And off I went and did the short video, and as I said, straight after that, somebody was flying a drone. So I went and spoke with this chap. And he's an archaeologist, and he actually told me about the history of the mound, and that there is an ancient grave was found there, and so we got straight into the spiritual. And the first thing he told me is that he does runes, and he said they're a Germanic system. And I said, I've heard of them. And he said, well, Hitler was very into, you can see the connection, very into this type of thing, and I found that really blew my mind, and it just made me think, how is that connection possible when we'd never met each other, we didn't know we were going to be there, but I just knew when I saw him standing there that it wasn't by accident, if that's the right term, it was by design. And maybe this is stretching it, but it's true. Just a couple of days before, I was with a friend walking around in Royal Tunbridge Wells. There was a children's annual for sale in the bookshop, and it was Rupert the Bear. I said, oh, I used to love this. And of course, the archaeologist I met a couple of days later was called Rupert. I'd say a relatively unusual name, but anyway, we shot a short video, and it's up on YouTube Shorts. But I wanted to ask you, really, how was I getting that information about Hitler, swastika? And I didn't lead him into it in conversation, it just was the first thing that came up. I personally think it's our souls, and our souls live in a timeless place. So some of us perhaps have already met before we've even physically met, or will meet in the future. But if you look at remote viewing, it's a science, not just an art, and it's been proven. So, as ever, these things, rather than giving answers, they leave us with more questions. But I just wanted to share, because it ties together a bit the couple of videos, the shorts I made, and allows me to share the experience with you and see whether somebody can explain how things like that happen. What's the mechanism? So I think it's universal consciousness, but that's a rather catch-all phrase, but it's the best I can come up with at the moment. Spirit? I don't know. Okay. Thank you for listening.